Yes, sir. You already know what time it is. You already know what's going on. Your favorite cousins are back. Your favorite duo is now back in session. I am your host, Cam Silver.
I am your co-host, Kyle Silver.
And welcome back to the Silver Boys Podcast. Now, Kyle, last week was pretty slow, I would say. Not much going on. We kind of just took our time with it and just I feel like we had like a laundry list, so we just like checked off the things that we need to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
This week, especially Thursday morning, a lot of things just started piling on.
This entire week has been filled with like storylines and narratives all across the board in like damn near every sport.
Yeah.
Every sport that we cover essentially. So that's really nice. It gives us some things to talk about, some things go back and forth on.
Right.
So I'm excited with it. So talk to me, brother. Talk to me.
All right. So I guess we'll start off with what happened earlier in the week. So Justin Jefferson agreed to a 4-year, $140 million contract extension that includes $110 million guaranteed. The deal includes an $88.74 million due at signing. It is the highest non-quarterback guarantee at signing in NFL history. This will reset the wide receiver market for sure.
As it should. Justin Jefferson is most definitely a top 3 receiver in the league.
I think he's the best.
We arguably one of the best. You still got arguments with like Tyreek and other people, but what he brings to the table, his athleticism, his length, his size. Where he could go get the ball inside the numbers, outside the numbers, like he could catch it anywhere on the field. It's nice. It's really nice. It's well deserving. I'm just worried about their quarterback situation, honestly.
Right.
And just how the Vikings are gonna go ahead with that, and to see what they're gonna actually do and what how they'll progress. Because you give Justin Jefferson that money, you locking him in, and that he's gonna be there for the long haul.
Right.
Or at least that's what you're making.
That's what you're hoping. Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see, brother. We will see, because he is most definitely deserving of it.
Oh yeah, big time.
Jets.
He's in my opinion, he's the best wide receiver in the game. And I don't really think it's close for me personally, because it's more so, with Tyreek he kills you with his speed. But I think it's the fact that Justin Jefferson's route running is just second to none at this point. It's also his speed. Like you said, it's his length, his athleticism, and things of that nature. So no, he more than well deserves this right here. It's just a matter of what their quarterback situation is going to look like.
Exactly.
From what I'm hearing is that Sam Darnold and Nick Mullins are both in front of J.J. McCarthy at this point right now. That's what I got from Bleacher Report earlier this morning. So that's going to be something obviously we keep an eye on. I think it's something that, in due time, J.J. will come into his own, and then, we can start finally see him pair up with Justin Jefferson. But I think, with Jefferson, he's just one of those rare guys where you just throw it up there, he's going to come down with it. So, yeah.
Absolutely. But not, like, to have Sam Darnold there and ahead of, and Nick Mullins ahead of J.J. McCarthy, it's not that surprising, because, probably it's a lot of question marks still surrounding J.J.
Yeah.
And, can he actually go out there and, be the number 1 quarterback under center?
And make some throws that, in Michigan he didn't have to make a certain amount of, those tight window throws, I would say, and it's going to be a lot different in the NFL, especially in that division that they're in with the Bears, with the Packers, with, the Lions as well. So that's one of the toughest divisions in the sport right now. So,
But I think having somebody like Justin Jefferson, to be able to come down with the ball wherever you throw it to him, if you can give him, a good solid throw where he can just catch it, that helps out somebody like JJ, because it'll give him the confidence to make certain throws that he knows that his receiver will do.
Correct.
But Sam Darnold, you got the experience, he's actually been,
he's been around
for years.
Yeah.
Exactly. So to have Justin Jefferson with him, even too, Sam Darnold can make certain throws. He's not terrible.
Yeah.
He's not terrible. So, man, well deserving. I'm glad Justin Jefferson got his money and reset the market.
Right.
Definitely I'm interested to see how CeeDee's gonna come into play now.
Yeah.
When he will get his money, if they even prioritize it right now. Because Dallas is in a tough position too.
Yeah, they're in a very tough position with CeeDee, which we're actually going to talk about him in a second, and also Michael Parsons. Too. Yeah, no, that's a tough one. But CeeDee is still seeking a contract extension, obviously, and he did not attend a mandatory mini camp, and by skipping that mandatory mini camp, he actually owes over $100,000 in fines, along with Brandon Ayuk, who also owes that much because they're both holding out for new contracts.
Wow.
Or to be traded. Yeah, that's what happens when you miss out on mandatory mini camp. You owe like a lot of money. I forgot what it is per day. But it goes up though.
It keeps to go.
Yeah, the money increases. So
wow,
that's not fun.
Now the Cowboys got to get their house in order.
Yeah,
because you got 3 guys that want their money right now, and Micah Parsons, CeeDee, and Dak.
Yeah,
shame on Dak Prescott, okay, for wanting his money right now like this. Shame on him, because you're not even worried about taking care of your guys. You know what I'm saying? You see guys like Patrick Mahomes, you know what I'm saying? You see like Tom Brady's of the world, you know what I'm saying? They getting, they taking pay cuts, you know what I'm saying? They're getting it more on the back end so that right now they could build and they could keep going. Because you don't know why? That's what makes a winner, Cameron. That's what makes a winner.
But also, Patrick Mahomes already has his new contract. That's what allows him to get money on the back end now.
Dak Prescott don't deserve no contract right now, okay? He don't.
I'm not saying whether he deserves it or not.
He don't.
I'm not saying whether he deserves it or not. In my opinion, I think that he should leave. That's what I think. Because I don't think that they treated him fairly. And one thing that I always go back to was when Michael Parsons and CeeDee Lamb were sitting up there on Michael Parsons' podcast show, and they was talking about, and then CeeDee Lamb was sitting there talking about, I could help him while he's sitting there eating his food. You could help him. Why didn't you help him before when you threw those 4 interceptions? Now you're going to sit here after the fact on Super Bowl week and talking about I can help him. I don't want your help now. You watch me crash and burn.
Exactly.
What do I need you for now?
Everybody watched him crash and burn. Yeah. And that's why I'm saying he does not deserve this money at this current moment in time. I ain't saying he doesn't deserve it at all.
Right.
This current moment in time.
I understand.
You take care of Micah first. You take care of CeeDee. Because those are the cornerstones. Those are what keep the guys there.
Well, they haven't really been keeping the guys there. We don't even know who their running back is.
They haven't kept nobody however long, okay? I don't know, brother. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? They better watch out because it's not looking good. It's going to be a rude awakening. It ain't looking good. It's going to be a rude Don't let the Mavericks win one before the Cowboys, dog.
Like you said, the Dallas Stars, the hockey team got down to a conference finals before that they did.
Exactly the problem. But whatever. That's neither here nor there.
It is what it is. But CMC, Christian McCaffrey, has reset the running back market. He has a 2-year extension now, averaging $19 million per year. This is in addition to his $8 million a year. $8 million that he also had scheduled. So he obviously rightfully deserving. So he's the best running back in the league.
Talk about that one, bro. Yeah,
that one's easy. Cameron Sutton will be headed to the Steelers. He was released by the Lions earlier this offseason after some off-the-field issues, but the Steelers got themselves another cornerback, which is good for them in their depth, which is what they will need. And Browns signed head coach Kevin Stefanski and GM Andrew Berry to contract extensions, which is rightfully deserving so because they have been holding it down for the last few years over there in Cleveland. Some things are starting to happen in the NFL. We're in June right now, and next month we're in training camp.
Everybody getting their ducks in order right now.
We got to. It's about that time.
Yes, sir.
But moving on to the NBA. Okay. So before we get into obviously what's about to happen with the NBA Finals. Some breaking news, some wild news, some unexpected news.
Wild, like
this is we talking when people say left field, this is way, and I mean way out of left field.
like it's when I woke up on Thursday, it's like, where did this even come from?
I just seen a series of tweets pop up from Woj, and I'm like, what in the world?
Tell people.
Bro, okay, so let's start here. So for the past couple weeks, it seemed like JJ Redick was the front runner and probably one of the only coaches that was up there as a candidate for the Lakers, right? And this was something that we had talked about a while back, and we were like, it was, something that we could see happening, but something that we didn't want to see happening because he would be like a rookie head coach, and we didn't want to see him become a scapegoat, we have seen with Darvin Ham and Frank Vogel and so on and so forth. But now, The Los Angeles Lakers are targeting UConn Dan Hurley to become the franchise's next head coach. Apparently, they are preparing for a massive long-term contract. You know, he was the coach at UConn for the past few seasons. He's won back-to-back national championships. He could easily come back this year and contend for another one for a three-peat. That would be more than insane.
Mm-hmm.
But I think before I get into my other thought process, according to Woj, Hurley has been the forefront of the Lakers' search from the beginning of the process. Blanca wants a program in place and not just a coach from coach to coach to come in, which is obviously something that I feel like everybody would agree with, and talks are expected to pick up. But this is just like mind blowing to me because Hurley could easily come back and just keep winning championships. But the thing is, in college right now, it's like the land of the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say that because like we don't know who's going to win. Now I'm saying that because we don't know where these recruits are going to go because of NIL money. That's the number one priority now.
Mm-hmm.
You have coaches out here fundraising now for NIL money. Think about that. Yeah, it's not just for your program. It's not just to get better facilities and, you know, a better stadium. It's not, no. It's not for better seats or whatever in the stadium or nothing like that. No. We're fundraising so that I can go out there and I can get kids.
I can get kids where I can just go get one person.
Exactly. I could go get this one 5-star that's going to demand $10 million. That's making just as much money as I am. Like, what in the world is that? You know what I mean? Like when now it makes more sense why you see guys like Jay Wright when he had retired from coaching, and you know what I mean. It makes sense when Nick Saban leaving. You know what I mean? Coach Mike Krzyzewski, even though he was getting, you know, he's obviously older, but it made sense why he were to leave too. He's seen it coming from a while back. Yeah. And the biggest thing that the NCAA has to go through, sidebar, the NCAA has to do this. They have to figure out how to regulate.
I was just about to say that there should have been regulations in place before you even kick this deal in place.
Because it turned
literally. Coaches should not be having fundraisers to go and get like 5-star recruits and then now you're disregarding facilities, you're disregarding, you know, coaches, you're disregarding the program itself.
Like, think about it. I can imagine, you know, coaches sitting there calling up former players, former alumni, like famous alumni, like, hey, you know, I want to make this team great, so front me like $2 million real quick. Like,
no, that's a crazy conversation.
That's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why am I asking you that for the player? If I ask you that for a facility, okay, that's easy as day.
That's fine.
That's easy.
I'll name it after you.
Exactly.
Let's go.
That's easy. But for me to sit here and be like, hey, you know, I'm trying to get who am I thinking? Oh, I'm trying to get Cooper Flag. I need like $5 million though. Like
my friend, that to me, brother. What? Nah, that should not be happening whatsoever. I'm all for the kids getting paid, but things have, you know, taken a turn for not the best.
No.
So it would be expected to see like why like Dan Hurley might leave because of the landscape that is college basketball, like how you were saying, it's the land of the unknown. But like you could also come back. You already have a program in place and an organizational structure in place that like you know that these kids are coming to you not just for themselves.
Right.
They're coming to play basketball for a team and like understand how to play the game of basketball.
Correct.
So, you know, when it comes to that, like I could see like Dan Hurley staying, but the way that if they said that these talks have been in place since the beginning of the search of like when they fired Darvin Ham and they're just coming out with it now, that was weeks ago. They're just coming out with this now, which means like these talks are most definitely ramping up and he is probably leaning towards it.
Yeah, I've heard Gino Oriama. He was on a show with I'm blinking right now. He was on a podcast earlier Thursday, and he leaned over to Hurley the other day, and he said, you know, if you take that Laker job, you know, I could see you winning championships there. Only for him to wake up the next day and be like, oh my God. Like,
he probably was
like, man, I accidentally put that bug in his ear.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be if he were to leave, it's going to be a big transition because think about it. Hurley's the East Coast guy. Hurley's from Jersey. You know what I mean? All he knows really is Jersey, New York, Connecticut, and even he was in Rhode Island. So that's all he only.
He's gonna have to come all the way across the
country. Yeah,
like that's crazy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That'd be like, if me and you were to randomly blow up from this podcast, and then next thing you know, we get a call from like whoever, and they're like, "Hey, come out to LA." You know what I mean? Like that would be like the wildest shit ever for us because. For like East Coast people, it's just different from the West Coast. You know what I mean? It's completely different. It's time zone different. Lifestyles are different. Everything's just so different. So it would be very interesting to see what happens. And then, I guess the good thing is, his kids are all grown up and everything. They're all graduated. So I guess at this point it would be under, what his wife would think. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't believe this, but yes, your family, especially your wife, has a lot to say in what you do.
And she probably got the most amount to say. You ain't good just going.
You can't just go.
Like, she gotta let you go.
Yeah.
But what the Lakers, they need structure.
They need that structure, and I think that's why he's been the biggest target for them because they see that structure at UConn.
And you gotta treat it as like a SPO, like how Eric Spoelstra, he got structure and organizational say, and then there's Pat Riley who just is like, you whatever, but that's what Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka should do. But they should just be like, whatever you want, we're gonna step back. You got it, because I don't think it will be successful if you're just standing over Dan Hurley.
Like they have been with the last few coaches.
Exactly. You can't do that, and you can't bring in players that he does not want.
Right.
And you cannot override or veto things that the coach wants. You got to let him do it, and you have to let him, and you got to give him time to do it too.
Right.
You can't expect after one season, after 30 games, that things are going to be different. You can't expect after an 82 game season maybe go to the play-in again, or maybe you get that fifth, sixth. But the West is changing right now.
Yeah,
also.
the West is just that conference where it's changing at light speed.
Exactly. So then my also thing is, all right, so now you're paying Dan Hurley, right? What else? There was already a question about depth in the Lakers. What you're gonna wait for LeBron to retire, and then you'll have money in later on. What? I don't know. Do you understand the problem?
Yeah. No, I clearly understand the problem.
Because you got the coach now, but you still don't have the players. He can only implement so many things, but what if you do not have the personnel to do it?
Yeah, no, that's the thing.
And it's not like they have capital to go and draft things, or they have capital to go and trade for things, unless you trade Anthony Davis.
Which they won't do. Well, they won't do because this is for Anthony Davis.
Exactly. But I'm just saying, in terms of actual what you could get the most for, what you could get, the most amount of money for, the most amount of things for, it's him.
And that's the reason why they've been talking about possibly trading that number, that 19th pick that they got. So that's what I believe that will end up happening. That the 19th pick will end up going somewhere where I don't know. But yeah, it's all about, like you said, it's all about the depth. You just got to figure that out. But I'm not overly worried about that, especially if he does come in, if Dan Hurley does come in. Because, usually with a new coach, you're not supposed to have the greatest team ever.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have, if this is a rebuilding process, then this is going to be,
let it rebuild.
You're going to have to let it go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're going to have to let that happen. And, the Lakers put themselves in a tough spot earlier, by doing all these crappy trades and whatnot and trying to get ahead of the curveball when it's we're not in the NBA no more.
It's not a star driven league. Like that. It's a role player league right now, essentially.
Correct. But that news was jaw dropping to say the least.
I don't even know what he should do. That's tough.
That's tough. That's tough. Yeah, that's literally the definition of being stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
But for these last few minutes, let's get to it. Mavs, Celtics. All right.
Game 1 Thursday, baby.
Yes, sir. Who do you believe is going to be the one that really, is going to have to push the envelope starting the whole thing, starting this off?
I'm going to have to go with to be quite honest with you, it's got to be a Kyrie and PJ Washington show.
Okay.
I think Kyrie's gonna be drawing a lot of tough defensive assignments with Drew Holiday and Derek White on him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he has the capability to get around it. But PJ Washington, he got to hit his shots.
Yeah.
He has to hit his shots. Even Derek Jones Jr., he got to hit his shots. I think those are the X factors going into game one, and going into the series as a whole.
Correct.
Because I already know how Boston's gonna play.
Right.
I know exactly how Boston's gonna play.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know what they're gonna do. And even when Kristaps, comes back,
out of 3 and all
exactly.
That stuff, yeah.
But even when Kristaps comes back, I think that it'll be a change to where it won't just have to be PJ Washington anymore. It'll have to be the big men, Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively too.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll be really important if Kristaps comes back healthy.
Okay.
Because did you see him in the
Yeah, no, he's good. They're saying he's ready to go.
He's ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay. So we gonna see. I think they gotta make it dirty. The Mavs gotta make it dirty for him.
Yeah.
It can't be a pretty just live and die by a 3-point line on both sides of the ball.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be rough, in my opinion, because I feel like for the Celtics side, it's gonna have to be KP that's gonna have to set the tone for them, which he usually does. Well, when he first begins, but the biggest thing is gonna be his conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
You don't, you know what I mean? You can't just sit out from April to June and then expect yourself to be in the same condition. And then after that, I think he's basically only had a week. You know what I mean, to prepare for this.
Yeah. So do you start him?
You have to.
Really?
You have to. I'm not starting Al. Not on Gafford, and you know what I mean. Not on Gafford, because Gafford's too athletic.
You have to.
He's too athletic for that.
Yeah.
You seen what Gafford did with the Twin Towers down there over in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They literally even though Cat got his from time to time, Rudy was doing his thing or whatever. At the same time, they were still toying with them.
They were.
You know what I mean? Derek Lively and Gafford were both strictly catching alley-oops.
Mm-hmm.
And there was nothing.
And they're gonna do that on Al all day.
Exactly.
Luka's gonna find that open. With KP, you got a 7'3" dude that could actually defend them.
Exactly.
Defend them.
But then also, you still, even though you had that 7'3" dude, guess what? He played with Luka. Luka knows. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna know how to bait you and things of that nature. So it's gonna be.
I know where to catch you. So you're not gonna get the ball. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's gonna be tough. And for me personally, I feel like the Mavs have better closers, and both Luka and Kyrie. I think they're better closers than Jalen and Jason.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
That's another thing. You know what I mean? Because I feel like all games, no matter how long that this goes, I feel like all games will be close. But
it's going to come within those last 5 minutes, clutch time.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah,
of course.
I feel that's how I feel it's going to be. But I think because the Celtics have this, that live and die by the 3 mentality, I feel like it gives the Mavs more of an upper, it gives them an upper advantage because they don't just have to live and die by the 3. Kyrie's going to hit the mid-range, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like things of that nature. Guys are going to get open on those corner shots. All they got to do is make them, with the PJ Washingtons, with the Josh Greens, and the Derek Lively's, the Derek Jones.
Yeah.
So and that's the thing. So then when that happens and you keep collapsing the paint and those guys keep shooting threes, okay, guess what? Now you have to spread out, and then now the paint's
now
open.
Luka can start to work and get inside. Now Kyrie can work and get inside. But that start, they have to get going hot early.
Yeah.
They cannot. You cannot allow this series to start late. If you're them, you can't start in game 3 after you didn't give up 2-0 and okay, come back. No, you gotta put it on Boston early.
And that's the thing. I don't believe that they're just gonna give up 2-0 either. I think Mavs will still either.
I think they're gonna steal one as well.
I think they're gonna steal one as well. I think they take one of them and then they carry that momentum into Dallas. And then after that, obviously what happens in Dallas will happen in Dallas. But it's gonna be. It's gonna be a chess match, man.
Jaylen Brown got to be the closer.
Oh yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
he got to be. Jason Tatum put it on you early, but JB, I think JB is more capable of closing than JT sometimes. I see it in him. You could tell that he wants that opportunity more.
Yeah,
and he's gonna do what he can to get there and to actually be that guy.
Correct.
That's scary
Yeah.
because everybody thinks JT is like, the one.
JT's gonna be
What
the
if
one,
JB comes along and he's that one and he starts to outshine JT in this series?
Well, he did it in the last series.
Exactly.
You know,
he
dropped 40 and all that.
MVP.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I could very easily see that. I could very easily see that. But it's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough, yo. We got two young athletic teams that are really gonna go at it. For the Mavs, this is gonna be great with a young Luka, a Kyrie who's been there, who's made tough shots over and over and over again, especially I feel like that Game 7 2016, we always go back to that shot like every single time.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you go on Twitter, you go on Instagram, whatever. That's that shot.
Everybody knows that shot.
Everybody knows exactly what that shot is, and
don't let him hit another one.
Oh yeah, no,
don't let him hit another one. And then he give Luka one after he give LeBron one. Ooh.
And this is one thing that I've always struggled with the Celtics, because they've been there. You know what I mean? They've been here before, and it's like, man, if you guys don't get it now, then when?
This is the best opportunity to get it right here, right now.
You have the perfectly structured team.
This is it. This is it.
Yeah.
And if you really want to make a case, you better sweep them.
Yeah.
Just to be like, yo, we're gonna start here right now. Nobody can beat us.
I don't know if they could sweep.
No, I'm just saying. I don't think that they're gonna happen. I'm just saying if the Celtics wanted to make a statement, like, hey, we here now. That's what you do. That's what I'm saying.
Man, I mean,
I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm just saying that's what you
do.
do.
I'm just like, sweep.
No, it ain't happening. It's not happening. I'm picking the Mavs. I know it ain't happening.
Yeah, that's what I got too. I don't know. I don't have much belief in the Celtics. It's not even because I hate the Celtics. It's just I just don't have that belief in them like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. They haven't given me a reason to be like, okay, you guys could sustain this.
Yeah.
Like think about it. If Indiana didn't lose Tyrese Halliburton, that game, that series goes into 6.
Mm-hmm. At least.
And then I still have the Celtics winning it.
Yeah.
But I think the series can
They're
go into
taking
6.
the
If
deep
they were
order.
if they were able to actually close, then that series can go into 6 easily. But the biggest thing for the Celtics is getting off to a great start and closing.
Mm-hmm.
Closing.
You gotta play perfect for you.
You have to play exactly, and it's the same thing for the Mavs on the other side. Another one, they have to play perfect throughout.
You can't start in the third quarter.
Start in the third, exactly. Even though that they showed that they could do it.
They can, but it's not sustainable for success.
Sustainable. No, it's hard to do because you spend most of that energy in that third quarter, most of the fourth quarter, trying to catch up, and then guess what?
Yeah.
Boom. At that last 1 minute, those last 1 to 2 minutes, you're like,
them shots gonna start. Them shots gonna start to be short, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't know. It's we definitely in for a great series though.
Yeah, we're in for a dogfight.
It's I'm scared. I'm scared. Because I can see Luka just coming out and just being like, I'm going to kill y'all.
Just kicking, right?
I'm going to actually take y'all to deep water.
If he carries in what he had in him from that Game 5 against Minnesota, the Celtics are in hot water.
Exactly.
Along with Kyrie. Because think about it. This is my thing. This is another thing right here. Tatum and Brown have a hard time matching each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In terms of point-wise. If one goes off of 40, the other one can't.
Got
and
15.
And it's weird. It's the weirdest thing
17.
ever. Exactly. But if Luka and Kyrie, if one got 35, the other one has 35. One has 30, the other one has 30. They somehow, Kyrie is one of those guys where he knows how to perfectly match with whoever he's running
who
with.
He's playing with. Yeah.
He did the same thing with Bron. You go get 40, I'm going to get it with you. Everybody else just rallies around us. And they have another team just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Luka, go get 35. Hey, Kyrie, I'll go get another 35 with you.
Mm-hmm.
PJ, hit those corner shots for me and get those offensive rebounds. Hey, Daniel Gafford, come down with those big-time rebounds and put them back. Hey, Derek Lively, be on the lookout for those lobs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Derek Jones, hey, on fast break, those dunks are yours.
Yeah.
Hey, the threes are yours as well. Josh Green coming off the bench going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Dante Exum coming off the bench going crazy. That's the thing. You know what I mean? That's another reason why I feel more confident with them because they all know how to match each other's energy.
Yeah.
When the Celtics, when things aren't going the Celtics' way, Heads
cool.
start to bow down.
Yep.
They all look like, why
Dude,
can't we do this anymore?
lost.
Like they look lost. Like we've seen it. We've seen it when they lost to Heat in game 2. We've seen it when they lost to Cleveland in game 2.
Mm-hmm.
Those are that's me. But that's just me though.
No, you're absolutely right. I guess that's the reason why we both got the Mavs. You feel me?
Official picks: Mavs in 6.
Mavs in 7.
Okay.
Mavs in 7.
Beautiful.
Mavs
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, that's our time, folks. I don't know what else to tell you. Game 1 of the NBA Finals starts Thursday night. Go on ahead and enjoy that. Game 2 will be on Sunday. By the time we talk to each other, we will be finished with Game 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, definitely gonna be some storylines that'll be changing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Never know. Maybe a Lakers head coach might give him a pop up too.
I know. It's gonna be a whole nother.
It's gonna be a whole nother dimension out there. But till then, I'm your host Cam Silver.
I'm your co-host Kyle Silver.
See you later.
Thank you.
What's going on, everybody? It's Cam Silver from the Silver Boys. If you like our content, subscribe to the channel and like our videos. Thank you for watching.